So I know you guys think it's a little much for me to ask you guys to stand while we're singing. I know that like you guys are tired, you didn't get a lot of sleep, I didn't get a lot of sleep. Nobody got a lot of sleep, we played games all day. We did take like 2 hours and watch a movie, so you know that was some pretty downtime, and people have been sitting around a lot. But standing for 30 minutes can be rough, right? Your feet can start to hurt after a few minutes. If it is, if you move around, you're not on one foot the whole time. It tends to take pressure off and it doesn't hurt as much after a while. It actually makes you less tired, right? The reason I ask you guys to stand during worship is because Jesus died for you. The least we can do is stand for him, right? I don't think it's too much to ask. Like, he came here and he suffered for us because he wants a relationship with you guys. He wants a relationship with me. He wants a relationship with our adults. And that's why he came down here. And so it's not too much to ask for us to stand for him for half an hour. Right? So, first night, what did we talk about? Building the foundation, right? We're starting on our house. It starts with a foundation, and that foundation was what? Come on. Who was the foundation? What was that? Jesus, right, exactly. So we're building our house that starts with a strong foundation, and that foundation is Jesus Christ. Okay, what did we talk about this morning? That was way, way sooner, so you guys should definitely remember that one. Putting up our walls, right? Putting up our structure, our relationships that we build that support our house, right? That's our relationships over time that we build with each other and with Jesus Christ and God, right? Tonight, I'm going to talk to you guys about what your purpose is. What is your purpose? Why are you here? Not here in this building. Why are you on this planet? Why did God make you? Why were you born? Why do you go to school? Why do you live a life? Why are we here? That is our purpose, right? The reason, if we define the word purpose, the reason for it, the definition is the reason for which something is done or created or for which it exists. Okay? So your purpose is the reason for which something is created, why it was made. If we think of this as our house that we're building, this is going to be all of our interior stuff, like our walls that break the house up into rooms. Each room has its own purpose, right? The kitchen, pretty much for cooking food. The living room, maybe where all the family gather together and have a good time, watch a movie. Your bedroom for sleeping, your shower. You know, each room has its own purpose. So, what is our purpose? Is that found in our job? What you're going to do as a career, right? You're going to go through school, you're going to go to college maybe. Maybe you're just going to go straight into the workforce and you're just going to get a job. That could be your purpose. Maybe it's in your hobbies, what you like to do. Maybe you like to build Legos. So that's your purpose for the rest of your life. You're going to build Legos. Maybe your purpose is in that little device that all of you carry around 24/7 that I've had to ask 2 people to get off of tonight during service. Maybe it's in your phone, right? That connection that you make with everybody else on the planet Earth. Maybe that's your purpose in life, is that phone. Ever see someone wearing a t-shirt that says something like this? Live to shred. You guys know what shredding is? It's a snowboarding term, right? Or skateboarding. Absolutely. Or hear someone say, I live for my dog. So they have something like this. I can't live without coffee and my dog. Right? So that's their purpose. That's what matters to them. I do say I love my dogs. My dogs are very important to me, but they're not my purpose in life. So, as we move through this life, you're going to have different spaces of time where you accomplish different things. when you guys are young like you are now, your goal is to like learn as much as you can and to grow into the people that you're going to be when you're 20 and 30 and 40 and 50 if you're lucky enough to live to old age, right? When you hit your young adult years, we have some young adults in the room, when you guys get into those years, your purpose might be finding your career, finding your life partner, right? That could be what you're trying to accomplish at that point in your life. Maybe even having children. Older adults, getting into our 30s, if you got married in your younger years, you're probably raising those children that you had, right? I know people who their entire life revolves around their children. Like that's all that matters to them. Nothing wrong with that. Could be moving forward in your job, just focusing on that career that you got. I do know some people who their career is what matters to them, right? They're usually referred to as workaholics. All they do is work, 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 work. That to them is what their purpose is. Planning for your future so that you're set when you're older. In your elderly years, as you get old like me, that might change into caring for your grandkids instead of your kids, right? Planning for your retirement. How you're going to survive when you're no longer working, no longer bringing in money. Okay, so to fully understand the definition of the word purpose, we need to look at what the difference between a purpose and a calling is. Your calling is defined by what you're good at. Something that you really love to do and that you're really good at. Personally, I'm really great with computers, right? So as soon as computers became a thing, I was like, I found my calling. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to work with computers because that's what I'm naturally gifted at. I'm also decent at art, but not good enough to make it a calling. You guys probably have things that you love to do and that you're really good at. Gabe, I know you're really good at sports. You enjoy it. Could be something that's a calling for you, right? To become a professional athlete. That's what a calling is. Maybe you really love to teach or work with kids. So your calling could be in the future that you were going to be a teacher. Or maybe you're like, I think I want to be a pastor. I want to get up and preach in front of a congregation at some point. That's a calling, right? That's actually a very godly calling. People who are pastors are typically feel a calling from God to do that, right? You could be called to be a missionary, play professional music, be a singer, piano player. There are many different things you can do in life. And your calling today may not be what you're doing in 20 years. When I was 18 years old, I graduated high school, I joined the Army. I was going to go blow stuff up, travel the world. That's what my calling was at the time, right? That's what I wanted to do. I couldn't continue doing that because I got hurt, so I went into telecommunications and did that for 21 years. I no longer do telecommunications. Now, I work in IT, and I work with the youth group. So my calling now is completely different than it was when I was 20 years old, when I was 25 years old. That will happen. As you progress through life, you will probably have many different callings and maybe even many different careers over the course of your life. It is possible to serve God with any calling that you have. Yeah, even playing in the NFL. You can serve God playing in the NFL. That's a thing. There's many famous NFL players I know who did just that. Your purpose is different from your calling in a few key ways. While your calling may change throughout the course of your life, your purpose will stay the same. Okay, so your purpose is never going to change. Your calling is about what you're good at and how you serve God. Your purpose is God. I'm going to say that one more time. Your calling is what you're good at and what you do to serve God. Your purpose is God. It's your purpose, it's my purpose, Every Christian on the face of the planet, their purpose is God. The simplest way I can state this is, your purpose on this planet, why he made you, why we're here, is to know God and to glorify him in every aspect of your life. You were created to have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ and to worship and glorify him in everything that you do. The Bible's very clear about why God made humans. That's it. We were made to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. It's as simple as that, guys. We use our callings to live out our purpose. In 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31, it says, "So whether you eat, drink, or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God." So we come in here at the beginning of these sessions and we stand up and we sing for a half an hour, right? And I don't let you guys sit down, I make you stand up and I make you move around a little bit, because do everything that you do to the glory of God. When you get up in the morning and you go get a bowl of cereal for breakfast, do it to the glory of God. When you get dressed and you drive to work, drive to school, do it to the glory of God. Now this sounds weird, like how am I going to drive to work, drive to school, and glorify God at the same time? The thing is to be in a constant state of worshiping him and glorifying him, then everything you do to his glory. You guys love social media? TikTok, Instagram? What's that? It's okay. Maybe somebody in this room is like, social media is where it's at, I'm going to become an influencer. Right? You're going to spend your life taking videos of yourself that are 15 seconds long and posting them on TikTok. Can you do that to the glory of God? Absolutely. Absolutely. It doesn't matter what you guys choose to do with your life. It really doesn't. As long as whatever it is that you do with your life, you focus on that to do it to the glory of God. It's absolutely crazy to me when I think about the fact that the God who created everything that we can see, feel, smell, hear, taste, touch, perceive in any way wants us to be close to him. That's crazy to me. When I was very, very young, I wanted to try to make my own action figure, and I carved him out of wood, and he was ugly and everything. And I got all done with him, and I looked at him, and I threw him in the trash. I did not want to be anywhere near him anymore because he was not what I intended to make, right? I think that because of sin, we are not beautiful anymore. And I don't mean physically, I mean spiritually. We are not beautiful, but God still loves us and he still wants us to be with him. It doesn't matter. He created the earth, the animals, the sunsets that we get out here in Arizona, which are fabulous, and yet he still wants to talk to you and to me and to you. That's crazy, right? That's nuts. He wants to have a personal one-on-one relationship with us. I can't think of a reason why we wouldn't want that. I can't. Everything we do here on earth will no longer be here someday. Even now, stuff that was built 200 years ago, even the stuff that was built really well is falling apart. And in another 100 years, if the world is still here, those buildings probably won't be around anymore. Even the great works of art that Picasso and people like him created, who knows in 1,000 years if those will even exist or if they will have been destroyed. Everything that we do on earth is temporary. It's not to say that our actions here on earth are not important. It's just that they're not eternal. They only last here on earth. Once we die, once we move on, those things not only won't matter to us anymore, but for most of us will very shortly be forgotten. The house you buy will probably be torn down someday. car you drive will probably not even last you your lifetime. Most likely, when you guys turn 16 and you get your license and you start blazing around your neighborhoods in whatever car your parents allow you to get, hopefully a safe one, but whatever it is, most likely, by the time you're halfway through your life, if not sooner, you will not have that car anymore. That car will probably be in a junkyard by then, or at least sold for scrap. The company that you work for right now, if you were to work, if you were going to, well, some of you do have jobs. The company that you work for right now may not even be here in 100 years. That company may not even exist. We see it all the time in our society where companies come and go. They're here one day and the next day you're like, hey, do you remember Napster? Napster? What's Napster? Napster was the very first company that was formed back in the 90s where you could download music off the internet, which we do all the time now. Like, we don't even think about it. But Napster was the very first one of those. Doesn't even exist anymore, right? And that's only 30 years ago, 40 years ago. You know, that's nothing. The purpose is that the things, or the point is that the things of this world are very temporary. Your purpose is very eternal. Your purpose is to have a relationship with God, have a relationship with Jesus Christ. And if you do that, that will last you for the rest of eternity. I am not saying, I want to make this clear because I do not want you guys to misunderstand me. I am not saying not to enjoy your lives. I am not saying that, right? I think that one of the greatest things about being your age is the fact that you can be more carefree, that you guys can have fun, that you can do things and just enjoy life. As you get older, as you move into adulthood, the world starts putting pressures on you. You start getting bills and you start getting a job that you have to go to every day, even if you hate it. And those pressures make life less fun, right? You get less time to enjoy the really great things in life. So I'm not saying don't enjoy your lives. Definitely take that time. I believe that God wants us to be happy, and in enjoying our lives here on earth is meaningful to Him. Go to the concert that you've been looking forward to for months. Do it. Buy those tickets, right? Go to the concert. I don't care who it is that you're going to go see. If they are somebody that you love to hear, go. Hang out with your friends at the mall. Buy those new Nikes you've been wanting, right? I don't know if Nikes are even still popular. I could be so out of touch that Nikes aren't popular anymore. But I think that they are. So whatever shoe is really popular right now, buy that one. Go to the movie that has that guy in it or that girl in it that you think is just everything, like the new Spider-Man movie or something, and go watch Tom Holland swing around the city on webs, you know. Whatever it is, do the things that you enjoy. Just do all of those things with the remembrance that God is your purpose, right? I can go to the movies. I can watch the new Star Wars movie that's going to come out later this year or maybe early next year because they always push those things off. I can do that. I can go watch the new Star Wars movie and I can still glorify God while I'm doing it because those two things don't have to be separate. God is not a 1 hour a week during youth class activity. He is not. You do not come to church on Sunday for 1 hour, and that's my God time, and then I'm going to go home and live however I want the rest of my time. That's not how this works. It's a relationship. What do you guys think would happen if you got up every Monday morning and you went into the kitchen and you said, Mom, I'm hungry. Make me breakfast. And Mom goes, okay, I'm going to make you breakfast. And she makes you a nice breakfast, and you sit down and you eat breakfast, and you talk to your mom for half an hour while you're eating breakfast, and then you're like, all right, peace out, Mom, see ya. And you leave, and you don't speak to her till next Monday morning. And you walk back in the kitchen, and you go, Mom, I'm hungry. Make me breakfast. What do you think Mom's going to do? Mom's going to be like, oh, so that's the only time you need me is when you're hungry and it's Monday morning and you need breakfast? What about Tuesday and Friday night, Wednesday afternoon? Saturday evening, Sunday morning? What about all the time in between Monday and Monday where you could have a relationship with your mom, but you chose not to talk to her? Mom's not going to be happy. I promise you she won't be. God is the same way. He is not a once a week, 1 hour on Sunday morning kind of relationship. It takes commitment to follow God. You're not going to be popular for doing it. People may laugh at you, they may mock you, they may make fun of you, and none of that matters because that's temporary. And that relationship that you're getting laughed at for because people at school know you're the weird Christian kid, that relationship is going to last you forever. And in 5 or 10 years, those people won't matter. They simply won't. So it's something to think about. After everything that he has done, and is still doing for us today, I think that God is worth more than 1 hour a week. I think that he is worth more than standing up for a half an hour at the beginning of a worship service. I honestly, guys, think that he is worth more than we are capable of giving him. I don't think we can ever get there, but I think we should try. So I'm going to torture you guys tonight, and I'm going to make you listen to one more song.